Hey everybody, I'm Sarah with A Thrifty Mom. Thanks for joining me. So tonight we're gonna have chicken salad sandwiches for dinner. We like to get the Costco croissants just because they're good and they're a really good price. You get a lot of them for $5.99. So we're gonna eat the Costco croissants, and then I have just baked some chicken breasts. So when I get my chicken, I normally buy my chicken in like the big bulk packaging, and then I'm weird. I don't like chicken raw. It grosses me out. So I trim all the stuff that I don't like to see or handle, and then I separate it into bags, and a lot of times I cook a lot of it that day. And then this stuff I had already trimmed, and it was in the freezer, so this morning I pulled it out, let it thaw for about 4 hours, and then I put it in the oven with a little bit of oil, put some seasonings on top, and I baked it for 55 minutes. And then I took them out and I put them in the fridge. So now I just have a baked chicken breast that's nice and cool, and we're gonna cube this up. And so the original recipe calls for 1 pound of chicken breast, and I'm doubling the recipes. So hey Malia, could you come start chopping up the grapes?
Yeah.
Could you actually do it on this side so we're not bonking elbows?
Which side?
So the main thing obviously with chicken breast is when you cook it, you just want to make sure that it's cooked all the way through. And as you can see, we kind of did that by just chopping this one in half. And then once we knew, just take it over there. Once we knew it was cooked, we took it out and let it rest for a little bit, and then I put it in the fridge. Okay. So Costco does sell rotisserie chicken. To make this even simpler, you could totally just buy the rotisserie chicken that's already been pulled off the bones.
How do I cut these?
Just cut them in half. But basically, we're just looking for bite-sized pieces of chicken. I also noticed that like Albertsons, some of the fancier Albertsons have already cooked and like shredded chicken breast as well, kind of like this, but it's like $5, $6 a pound. So obviously it's a lot cheaper to do it yourself. What seasoning did you put on the chicken? I did my favorite Italian seasoning, which is just my go-to for everything. I love this McCormick grinder. It's my absolute favorite. And I like it because you can grind it small or big. And it's just the best Italian seasoning you're ever going to use. And it literally tastes good on everything. So that, salt, pepper, and a little bit of ranch seasoning is what I put on there. And this is what it turned out looking like. Okay. So my Facebook has updated, and it's really weird because like everybody's like, it shows like who's coming on, and then it just blends right in with the comments. So I feel like the comments, love your boots. Thank you, Jackie. These are actually quite old.
They're like 3 years old.
Yeah.
So I remember wearing them outside when we had that crazy like snow. And you said, Malia, what are you doing with my boots on?
All right, so we're just chopping this up. And this is a really good recipe. You can totally make it like in advance. In fact, my mother-in-law made this for Matt and I's wedding luncheon. So like after we got married, for the people who were there when we got married, we had like a quick little luncheon, and then we had a reception later. But this is what she made for our wedding luncheon. And then Matt and I took the leftovers on our honeymoon because Matt and I were super poor when we got married.
That one's mushy.
She just discarded the mushy grape. Mushy grapes matter too. Anyway, so we took a cooler on our honeymoon, and we ate the leftover chicken salad sandwiches. So thank you, Granny, for taking good care of us. We were only gone for 2 days because we had to get back to work. We couldn't afford to take more than just the weekend off. All right, so just chopping up the chicken breasts. I know some people actually make this with canned chicken. I think canned chicken is a really good solution in soups, stews, casseroles, things like that in a pinch. However, I'm not a fan of canned chicken just eaten out of the can when it's not like cooked. So you can do that. I just don't really like it.
I've tried your raspberry. They're quick and easy.
Oh, thank you, Melissa. Okay, so this is what it looks like all chopped up.
You're making me.
Okay, so we have 2 pounds of chicken in our bowl. Malia is working on grapes. I know, okay, I just touched my pants. Don't worry, you're not eating this food. My family is, and I birthed them, and they're okay with me touching my clothes and then feeding them. Okay, so 2 pounds of chicken, and then we're going to do, I already rinsed these. We're going to do 4 green onions, and we're just going to dice those up really small. Another thing is if your family hates the crunch of onion, but you like the taste of onion, you can get the dehydrated chives. I think Lighthouse, I think they're the ones that make them, and they're like freeze-dried. And you get the taste of the onion, but you don't get the crunch. So there's a little tip for you. Okay. All right, so we're just gonna double chop these a little bit. Okay, so there is the green onions. We're gonna put this in here. So yeah, this recipe you can eat it right away, but then it also stays really good for, I don't know, at least 2 or 3 days in the fridge. Okay, so green onions in there. Malia is working on our grapes. She's just having them. You can also like make them a little bit smaller if you want, especially if you have little kids and you're worried about choking hazards. So I'm just gonna do another rough chop through these really fast. You're doing great.
And you don't get the big crunchy jump.
They're still big and crunchy. They're just not quite as big and crunchy. All right, so we're putting the grape halves in there. Now if grapes are really expensive, because sometimes grapes surprisingly are one of the most expensive fresh fruit. They're like $4 or $5 a pound sometimes. You can actually, instead of using this, you can use cranberries or dried cherries. However, this is just better. Okay, so then we're gonna do 3 stalks of celery, and these have been washed. Now my kids don't mind the taste of celery.
Excuse me.
They just can't stand the crunch of it. Keely doesn't like it. So Keely, is it better for me to leave it bigger that you can pull them out, or should I make them super tiny?
I'm too lazy to pull them out to make them really tiny.
So I'm just gonna make these small, and we're just gonna once again go over
Did I
this.
get my dress all right? Like,
Yeah, that looks good. Keely has an orchestra concert we're getting ready to go to in a few minutes.
Look at this 18th century neckline. Oh yeah, I even got the ruffle.
She has to be covered neck, collarbones to ankle bones in order for orchestra, which is okay because you have to sit there with your legs spread eagle on a chair.
Technically the requirement is only 3/4 sleeve, but I feel like those kind of look whack. Just got long sleeves.
You look beautiful. Wasn't it like only 20 bucks on Amazon too?
Yeah.
Okay. So there we go. There's our celery.
It's so tiny. It's tiny.
Okay, celery. There's like no one, I don't understand how the new Facebook works. Like I don't see any comments. Okay, so, and then we're just going to add sliced almonds. And you're supposed to add a 1/2 cup, and we're doubling it, so it's just going to be 2 handfuls of almonds. Because, you know, that's how I measure. Okay, 2 handfuls of almonds. And then we are going to add 1 cup of sour cream and 1 cup of mayonnaise. So we're just, once again, this is how I measure at my house. So 1 cup of sour cream. You could also use Greek yogurt, whatever your liking is.
When I was little, I'd peel off the skin off the grapes.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay, so 1 cup mayonnaise, 1 cup sour cream. If you can't stand one or the other, you can obviously just substitute. And then we are going to add a little bit of dill. This is just something I add. It's not in the original recipe. I just really like it. So this is the Lighthouse dill recipe, dill. So we're just gonna add a little bit of that. And then we're gonna add some salt. That salt's basically for the chicken. And we're gonna add some pepper. Okay. And then we're just going to mix it all together.
Sorry. I thought you were gonna take it.
We would gouge each other with the. All right. I wonder if. I think our comments must be froze. I have a hard time believing that literally no one is saying anything. I think comments just aren't working.
Yeah, cause it's just been repeating the same people that are your friends that are watching.
Mm-hmm. So sorry, it's not that I'm ignoring you. Facebook just isn't showing comments. Okay. Pepper's gonna make me sneeze. And once again, we're all family and we're all eating this, so yes, I'm double dipping. Judge me and that's fine. If I was feeding you, I wouldn't double dip, but you're not coming to have dinner at my house tonight. Oh, I'm sneezing again. Whew. I have a feeling I'm gonna put this in my mouth. I'm gonna sneeze and it's go all over the camera. Okay, good. So that's what it looks like. To serve it, you're just gonna get a croissant. You're gonna
In half?
cut it in half. Can you get me a plate, sweetheart? Croissant. And then you're just gonna fill it full of chicken salad sandwich.
Filling.
Yep. And I think we're gonna have some fresh raspberries and chips with that. So, ta-da! Sorry that we can't see comments. I hope that this was helpful. It's a great dinner idea. Hopefully you liked it. Bye, guys.